Welcome back to the Weekend Warrior Show Recap Pod. I'm Ty from the Unemployed Architects. This week I have 3 shows to talk about. I had the Cellar Friday night in Pontiac. Saturday I played a little private party during the day in Heyworth at a place called Breathe. And then Saturday night I played at Dr. McKay's in Bloomington. So 3 shows, pretty busy weekend. I have another one of those coming up this weekend, which of course I'm running late to, but anyway, it was a pretty good weekend all around. Friday night was just a good turnout. A lot of Pontiac people, a lot of good people that I hadn't seen in a while, and they came out. It was probably 15 or so people. One of the reasons I like the Cellar is it's a good room, easy to fill, easy to sound good, and then if there's 15 people there that are watching, it's a pretty enjoyable experience. It feels like everybody's kind of dialed in and everybody's there to have a good time. So it was fun. It was awesome. Nothing too crazy happened. I played a lot of originals, which I obviously enjoy doing as much as possible. Did simple setup. Was no in-ears, which I've been doing that more lately, which I don't know if that's a great plan of attack or anything like that, but sometimes I get a little wild with the volume. But overall, it was good. It was delightful. It was fun, and I think the people that were there also had a good time. Had a couple friends that just were there eating dinner, and then they didn't even know I was playing, and they ended up staying like all night. So that was cool. And good tips, good everything. I think that was overall maybe the best show of the weekend. I just felt solid, and I felt like people had a good time, didn't take much of a break, ended up playing 45 minutes extra, about 45 minutes extra, and yeah. So Saturday I had the show in the morning, which I guess my morning isn't what most people's morning is, but I played I think it was 2 to 4, so I got there around 1. So this place called Breathe. It's kind of like a little, I don't know what you'd call it, health center or some wellness center, something of that state or that. But anyway, it was a private party. One of my guitar students had retired, and they asked me to play. So, of course, I was down. I'm always down, and it was a good time. I just played acoustic, no foot drums, and I kept the volume very, very low. It was very aesthetically pleasing. It was it's like a log cabin-y type feel. Or it was like a big house that was just decorated really nice on the inside, and big plot of land and stuff. So lots of windows, and but it was easy to sound good. And I was a little nervous for it because it was earlier in the day, but it didn't really seem to be a problem to get warmed up, and it wasn't very hard to sound good. And I played a full 2 hours straight, and then I hightailed it over to Dr. McKay's. Now, McKay's I hadn't played at in years at this point. They kind of had quit doing shows for a while, understandably so, and this was a 7 to 11 spot. I talked to a younger friend of mine, Jake Denny, and he opened. I asked him if he'd want to do that. I thought it'd be kind of cool to do a show together at some point, so I kind of just made it happen, and he came, and he kind of killed it. He did a really good job. It was nice to see, because he's young. I mean, I don't even think he's 21 yet, and so to see him progress over the time. It's been cool, but his voice has gotten really good, and his guitar playing's really good. And I set up 2 separate sound systems, which was probably a little bit overkill, but I figured that way I could get my normal set sound, and then he could just have his own to kind of get dialed in. And he was just acoustic and guitar, so I mean, it was pretty straightforward, pretty easy. I feel like I made it sound pretty good. And it was a big dinner rush, but then after that, it was kind of leaned out quite a bit, but it was still fun. You know, it's a lot of playing shows, especially this time of year, is how do you make your own fun? And I felt like it was still a good time. You know, it was nothing extraordinary, but it was entertaining. And you know, obviously I was getting paid to do it, and I got to wipe off the dust on some of the older covers and play a lot of solid newer originals. And yeah, it was a 4-hour set, but then with Denny playing, I ended up only did like 3. And he did about an hour. He did a half hour to open, and then 2 15s. I don't know. It was nostalgic for me, I guess. It was, you know, brought me back to the days of when Blair and Lowe used to sing a lot more with me, because that was a pretty regular show. And it was good. It was an amazing turnout. Sometimes back in the day, it would be like the dinner rush would kind of file out, and then a big rush of people around, like, because we would cover 4 hours most of the time, so 7 to 11. That 10 to 11 would kind of pick back up, but didn't really happen this time. Seemed like some people came in like right at 11:15 or 11:30 when I was tearing down. Also got their hot wings, which is a good must. Is a must, I think, when you go over there. I do think you should order them with extra sauce, though. A little dry, but if you order them with extra sauce, it's awesome. And yeah, I mean, overall, it was a pretty entertaining show for me on my side of it. I got to actually enjoy watching Jenny play, and wasn't too lively or anything, but as far as the crowd, but it was just something different, and sometimes it's nice to kind of change that up. And yeah, so very pleasant, very enjoyable. I had a good time. And I released the Good Friends video, which has had a pretty solid amount of feedback in a good way. I feel like people have watched. I mean, I already have more views on that video than I would normally get within maybe a year sometimes, and it's only been like a few, like not even a week yet, or not even a week yet, and it's over 100 views. So I mean, that's good. Obviously I've been putting it out there more and trying to get people excited about it, but it's been going well. And I got one more week on this single release kind of plan. And so next week I'm gonna release like the actual Facebook and the Instagram video versions of it, and then I'm gonna be starting to promote the digital release of the Pandemic Relief EP, the live EP I did, because that's coming out February 15th, so that's pretty exciting. And vinyl won't be out till June for it, because I mean it's more on the vinyl side. That's the thing I'm most excited about, but that's kind of all that's been going on, trying to keep the engine running. I've been trying to spend so much time booking this last week, and I've gotten a lot of shows. I never quite feel like I have enough. And I don't know how to, it's like you get to a point where you're kind of on autopilot, and then your autopilot kind of runs out, and then you're left with all these big holes that you're trying to fill. So I actually got some stuff set up in Indianapolis, which is pretty cool. Never been there. I got the couple Michigan shows as well this summer. Now I got a couple Indianapolis shows. I'm gonna start. I'm trying to work out one in Burlington, Iowa. Gonna start hitting Wisconsin, I think, pretty hard. Just trying to spread out the travel radius quite a bit, so I'm not just always in like 5 towns in Illinois. So so I'm excited about that, and new places, new markets. Hopefully we'll open up some doors to some different places in these towns and these cities, and it'll build into something more extravagant, more cool, more profitable, all these things. So that's what I'm kind of working towards. Pretty sure that's all I got going on. I wish there was more exciting stuff, but shows. Got 3 this weekend. Playing tonight at Clark Bar. Tomorrow I got a farmer's market in the morning, and then back to door for brewing. So that's going to be what I'm talking about next week. I'm looking forward to the shows. After that, got a kind of a slower weekend. So anyway, thanks for listening. As always, I appreciate anybody who takes the time, and have a good one. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.